Imagine for a moment a civilization that thrived for centuries, its people building cities, trading goods, and developing a unique culture. Picture their bustling marketplaces, the laughter of children echoing through stone streets, and the rituals that mark the passage of seasons. Now imagine all of that vanishing almost without a trace, leaving behind only silent ruins and unanswered questions. This is not just a story from legend or myth, but a real chapter in human history. This is the story of the Paeonians, an ancient people who once called the lands of southeastern Europe their home. Over 2,000 years ago, the Paeonians inhabited a region stretching across what is now North Macedonia, northern Greece, and parts of Bulgaria and Serbia. Their territory was marked by rolling hills, fertile valleys, and the imposing Balkan mountains, a landscape that shaped their way of life and their interactions with neighboring peoples. For generations, the Paeonians built settlements, farmed the land, and forged alliances and rivalries with powerful neighbors like the Thracians, Illyrians, and Macedonians. They left behind traces of their existence: pottery shards, remnants of fortifications, and the faint outlines of once thriving towns. Yet by the 5th century AD, the Paeonians had vanished from the historical record. Their cities were abandoned, their language faded, and their customs lost to time. The land they once called home became overgrown, and the memory of their civilization began to dissolve into legend. The disappearance of the Paeonians is one of history's enduring mysteries. Historians and archaeologists have long debated what could have caused such a dramatic vanishing act. Was it the result of war and conquest as neighboring empires expanded and absorbed smaller cultures? Did disease, famine, or climate change play a role in their decline? Or did the Paeonians simply assimilate into other populations, their identity gradually blending into the mosaic of the Balkans? The evidence is tantalizing but incomplete. Ancient inscriptions, enigmatic relics, and the stories passed down through generations all hint at answers, but none provide the full picture. Today, archaeologists and historians continue to search for clues, piecing together fragments of pottery, deciphering weathered inscriptions, and mapping the ruins that dot the landscape. Each discovery brings us a step closer to understanding who the Paeonians were and what became of them. As we embark on this journey into the past, we are reminded that history is full of mysteries, stories waiting to be uncovered, civilizations waiting to be remembered. Let's delve into the evidence and see if we can unravel the enigma of the vanished Paeonians. The Paeonians were an ancient people who once thrived in the heart of the Balkans, inhabiting a region that today spans parts of North Macedonia, northern Greece, and southwestern Bulgaria. Their homeland was a land of rolling hills, fertile river valleys, and dense forests, bordered by powerful neighbors such as the Thracians, Illyrians, and Macedonians. The Paeonians' territory was strategically located along important trade routes, making it a crossroads of cultures and a melting pot of influences from both the east and the west. Despite their proximity to these larger civilizations, the Paeonians managed to maintain a unique identity for centuries. The Paeonians were a distinct group, with their own language, customs, and traditions that set them apart from their neighbors. Ancient writers described them as a proud and independent people, organized into tribes and small kingdoms, each ruled by its own chieftain or king. Their society was built around agriculture, animal husbandry, and craftsmanship. They raised cattle, sheep, and horses, and cultivated crops in the fertile plains along the Vardar and Struma rivers. The Paeonians also had a rich tradition of storytelling, music, and dance, which played a central role in their communal life and religious ceremonies. We know they were skilled artisans, as evidenced by the beautiful pottery, jewelry, and metalwork they left behind. Their ceramics were often decorated with intricate geometric patterns and scenes from daily life, reflecting both their artistic sensibilities and their connection to the natural world. Paeonian craftsmen were also known for their ability to work with bronze and gold, creating ornaments and tools that were highly prized in the ancient world. These artifacts not only served practical purposes but also held symbolic meaning, often used in rituals or as offerings to their gods. These remnants, painstakingly unearthed by archaeologists, depict scenes from their daily lives and provide valuable clues about their beliefs, social structure, and interactions with neighboring peoples. Through the study of pottery shards, burial sites, and ancient inscriptions, researchers have begun to piece together the story of the Paeonians. Yet, much about their language and origins remains a mystery, as only a handful of inscriptions have survived, and their language is only partially understood. Each new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, helping us to better understand who the Paeonians were and how they lived. But their story is still incomplete, shrouded in the mists of time, with many questions left unanswered. Who were the Paeonians truly? What language did they speak, and what gods did they worship? How did they interact with the great empires that surrounded them, and what ultimately led to their disappearance from history? As we continue to explore the ruins and artifacts they left behind, we are reminded that the past is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and that the story of the Paeonians is far from finished. Archaeological digs have revealed much about the Paeonians. They were primarily an agricultural society, cultivating crops like grapes and grains. Their pottery, often adorned with intricate geometric patterns, points to a vibrant artistic tradition. These artifacts are like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, each fragment helping us understand who the Paeonians were and how they lived. One prominent theory about the Paeonians' disappearance involves their powerful neighbors, the Macedonians. As the Macedonian kingdom under rulers like Alexander the Great expanded, it's possible the Paeonians were gradually absorbed into Macedonian culture. This process, known as assimilation, could explain the fading of the Paeonian identity over time. Another possibility is that conflict played a role in the Paeonians' fate. The ancient world was rife with wars and conquests. It's conceivable that the Paeonians were displaced, or their population diminished due to warfare. Perhaps they were forced to migrate, their traces lost to the passage of time. Despite the evidence we have, the story of the Paeonians remains shrouded in uncertainty. Over the centuries, historians and archaeologists have pieced together fragments of their existence, yet so much about this enigmatic people is still unknown. Ancient texts offer only glimpses, and the artifacts left behind raise as many questions as they answer. The exact reasons for the Paeonians' disappearance remain unclear, lost to the mists of time. Their settlements, once vibrant and full of life, now stand silent, mere echoes of a civilization that once thrived in the heart of the Balkans. Archaeological sites reveal traces of their daily lives, but the larger story of their fate is still a puzzle. It's likely a combination of factors contributed to their fate. Assimilation into neighboring cultures, the pressures of conflict and war, and the relentless march of time all played a role. Some scholars suggest that the Paeonians were gradually absorbed by more dominant groups, losing their distinct identity as borders shifted and empires rose and fell. Others point to evidence of invasions and battles that may have scattered their people or forced them to migrate. And yet, there are other historical forces to consider: changing trade routes, environmental shifts, and the unpredictable nature of human societies. The weathered stones and scattered relics left behind are silent witnesses to these transformations. Each coin, each monument, each fragment of pottery tells a part of the story, but never the whole. The Paeonian story reminds us that history is not always a neat and tidy narrative. Instead, it is often a tapestry woven from incomplete threads, where certainty is rare and speculation fills the gaps. For every answer we uncover, new questions emerge, challenging us to look deeper and think more broadly about the past. Sometimes it presents us with enduring mysteries, stories that resist simple explanations and invite us to wonder. The legacy of the Paeonians endures not just in the ruins and relics they left behind, but in the questions that continue to inspire curiosity and exploration. Their mystery, like so many in history, endures, reminding us of the vastness of what we have yet to discover. The Paeonians' language, once spoken across their territory, is now extinct. This loss is a stark reminder of the fragility of cultures. When a language disappears, so too does a unique way of understanding and interacting with the world. It's like losing a piece of the human story. Studying ancient cultures like the Paeonians is essential. It allows us to connect with the past, to understand the diversity of human experience, and to appreciate the richness of our shared history. By piecing together the fragments they left behind, we honor their legacy and learn valuable lessons about ourselves. The story of the Paeonians is just one of countless tales etched into the fabric of our planet. Each lost civilization, each forgotten language, holds within it a universe of stories waiting to be discovered. By exploring these stories, we gain a deeper understanding of our place in the vast tapestry of time and space.